Within the SAP FI, we have the next component as bank accounting. Under the bank accounting, first I will just walk you through the electronic bank statement. Then I will just make you understand about the logbox functionality. Let's talk about the electronic bank statement. It is important from the interview standpoint. In the interview, you may be asked that, okay, what is the logbox? What is the EBS process we have? How it works? What is the configuration required for that? So all these things we'll discuss one by one. So first of all, it is saying that the EBS stands for the electronic bank statement, and these are the content we are going to cover. So we will also cover the manual bank statement, how we can do the manual bank reconciliation and electronic. So in the case of electronic, actually in the case of manual, we'll be getting the physical statement from the bank, and that physical statement we do it that manual bank statement clearing or a reconciliation in India. So we normally get the physical statement from the bank and we punch it. We punch that statement into the system and we do the reconciliation. Another way to do the clearing or the reconciliation, that is the electronic way, and under that the bank is going to send you a format or a file in a prescribed format, and that file you are going to upload in your SAP environment, and it is going to clear off all your open item which you have in your system, and your customers vendors or your actual line item with the directly you have those entries have taken place with the bank, like the bank charges, service charges, or any of the EMIs or the loans or the insurance premiums which you need to get paid. So those will get processed by the bank. So all those transactions will happen. So what is the process of the electronic or the manual bank statement? So that we'll discuss. Then what is the configuration required for the electronic and EBS, that we'll also see. Then in the file which we'll be having, which we'll be getting from the bank. So how to understand that file, and that we will also discuss. Then we have the line item effect. So after doing the posting, after we upload that EBS, then what is the final outcome we will be able to see. So that we will also find out. So it is saying that first of all, we need to understand the EBS process. What is that EBS process? It is saying that from the beginning, so the bank is going to send you the file. Now, this file format is different subject to the country we are in. And here in US, we mostly follow the BI2 format, follow the BI2 format for the EBS file. And in India or in Europe, we have the MT940 format. So the formats are only different, but the logic is going to be same, but the file format would be different. But the logic, configuration step, or the user step, all these things are going to be same. So it is saying that we will be getting a file from the bank in either we are getting that file format in a BI2 or a MT940 format. So we'll be processing that file, we'll upload that file into the system, but we'll be getting that file through some middleware, because directly we will not be able to receive that file. So we'll have some middleware, and this middleware may be MuleSoft or EDI, or we have some other middleware through which we'll be getting that file. So finally, that file will reach to the SAP server, and it will come to the SAP environment. And in that environment, this will be received in the SAP drive. So like we have the pen drive or you have the hard drive in that you store your files. Same way, SAP provides us a SAP drive in that we will be able to send and receive the file. So we may have two folder. We will have the outgoing folder and incoming file folder. So all your incoming files will get stored into that incoming folder, and all your outgoing files will get stored in your, or you will be storing it in your outgoing file folders. So in the moment we have received that file from the bank in our incoming folder, so we can process it manually. Like we can attach that file and we can process it manually. And second way is we can schedule a background job. Under the background job, we can give a reference of that folder, that as and when that file will come into this folder, so it should be processed by the system automatically. So once this file has been processed by the system automatically, it should be deleted as well, because that should not repeat by the system. And there are also some logic we can add, that until unless the system is going to process the first file. The second file will not go to that folder, same folder. So for that, we will make sure that every file is getting processed priority wise. So for example, we are getting the file for today, and today file was not processed by the system due to any of the technical glitch or any of the technical issue. Now the second file, the tomorrow's file will not come to the folder until unless we process this file, today's file. So that is the logic we can also add. So if you will keep piling on that in that folder, all those files will get added, so will not be able to, or that is going to give you the clearing issue. So it is saying that once we have received that file into the SAP server, then we are going to process it and we'll be getting the final entry. So how this final entry system is going to give you, I'll just show you. So let's take example. Whenever we will be working on the electronic bank statement or the reconciliation, so for this reconciliation, what we will be doing, we'll be maintaining the clearing account. We'll be maintaining the clearing account or the offset account, or we also call them as interim account. Clearing, all the like things are same: clearing, interim account, or the offset account. So what these accounts are going to do, so here let's say we will have first as main bank account, then we will have as the next account we can maintain as incoming clearing account, then the next we will have as outgoing payment clearing account. Here also you can add payment, incoming payment clearing account. So these are the accounts. I'm just going to remove the account. Okay, here you can understand. So these are the three accounts we have maintained. We have the main bank account, incoming clearing account, and we have the outgoing clearing account. Now it is saying that in case we have the purchase, actually first I am taking a scenario of the account payable. In the case of account payable, we normally have the purchase invoice, and for that purchase invoice, we make the accounting entry into a system. What is that accounting entry? Inventory to your account debit to your vendor account. That is the entry we have in case of the purchase invoice. Now you are going to do the payment against that purchase. You are performing the payment against that purchase. So it is saying that at the time of the payment, so will not be giving the actual account, will not be giving the main bank account. So what we will be doing, we will be using the clearing account. So here we are going to debit the vendor account and we are going to credit the outgoing clearing account. Outgoing clearing account, this one, the third one. Okay, so this is the clearing account we have used. Now here it is saying that the bank has sent us the statement. The bank has, or the bank statement file we have received, and this file we have upload, and after the uploading, what will happen, the system is going to make a accounting entry, and that accounting entry is going to be outgoing clearing account. System is going to debit and your main bank account will be credited. Your main bank account will be credited. So here it is saying that, let's say I have sent a check to the vendor worth 10,000 and bank has cleared it. So in my books also I will credit it. Okay. So it means that I will also reduce my main bank account with that much amount, that is 10,000. So that we will be doing it once we have uploaded file into the system. So here we have this. This is a subledger entry. This is a subledger entry. What do you mean by subledger entry? When you will have your vendors or your customers, so that will be that will be considered as a subledger entry. Okay. So here we have in the EBS we have two types of entry. We have first entry as a GL entry, or I would say bank entry, and second entry is subledger entry. Subledger entry, when you will take into the account your vendor or customer payment, or incoming payment or outgoing payment. So this is the subledger entry we have seen. Now let's take another subledger entry for the AR. So we have a account receivable scenario. In the account of receivable scenario, we need to enter a sales invoice. And for the sales invoice, what we do, we debit the customer account and we credit the sales account. That is the normal entry we pass into the system. Now it is saying that once again we have received a statement from the bank. So bank is saying that now your check which you have deposited for the X customer. So that got cleared. Now what we will be doing after getting that information or confirmation in the bank statement, so we'll upload it, and here it is saying that before we upload that payment, before we send it that payment, so we'll make a accounting entry into a system, and that accounting entry is going to be, it is not the main bank account which will get debited, it is the incoming clearing account, incoming clearing payment account, I would say. Incoming payment clearing account will be debited to the customer account. So that is the entry we'll have, and once again this is a subledger entry. This is a subledger entry we'll have into the system, because we are taking here the second line item as customer account. Now it is saying that here this at this point of time the bank statement has not been received. Now the bank statement received, and we have uploaded that bank statement. So the moment we have uploaded that bank statement, what will happen? So system is going to pass a accounting entry into the system, and that accounting entry is going to be, your main bank account will be increased, the bank balance will be increased because your customer check got cleared, and your incoming clearing account which you have used for your first entry, that will be credited by the system. So the effect of this will become nil. So that is how we pass or we make a use of the EBS. So this is a subledger example we have seen. Now let's take a example for the main bank account, or I would say bank entry, or the GL entry. GL entry. So we have the subledger entry and we have the GL entry. Subledger entry, and this is the GL entry. Now in case of the GL entry, what are the transactions we may have? So we will have the direct transaction with the bank. We'll have the direct transaction with the bank. For example, bank charges account debit to the bank account. This is the bank charges expense account. Bank charges account to the main bank account, because due to this our main bank balance got reduced. Then maybe this is due to any of the services which bank is, we are like taking from the bank. So it may be any EMI which is getting debited, any other transaction which is directly getting debited into the bank. So that is the GL entry we'll have, and it is saying that for this we'll have the accounting entry into a system. So these are the two accounting entry we can see from the subledger standpoint for our customer or for the vendor. So it is saying that what will happen. So here it is saying that the main bank account debit to the incoming clearing account, and outgoing clearing account debit to the main bank account. In case of first scenario is we have for the customer in case of payment received. Second scenario we have for the vendor in case of the vendor payment. Now next thing it is saying that configuration steps. So what are the configuration steps we have for the EBS? So here it is saying that we have to, first of all, we need to create the account symbols, and with these account symbol we are going to assign the GL. And further, what you will be doing, you will be creating the keys for the posting rule. These are just the IDs you will have for the posting rule. But what type of logic you need to give in your posting rule? So for that we have a step called define posting rule. Define posting rule. Under this we will be giving a logic that okay, this is a external transaction key which we want to get assigned with a particular posting rule. So here it is saying that okay, actually this is a posting rule. Under this what we are going to define, actually as I just shared with you, we will have two types of transaction. We have the subledger transaction and we have the GL transaction. So here it is saying that we have to specify that what type of entry we want to get posted into a system. If it is going to be the subledger entry or it is going to be the GL entry. In case of subledger entry, you will be giving a reference of your incoming and outgoing clearing account. In case it is a GL entry, so the simple transaction you will have, it is expense to the main bank account. Or if you have received any payment from any of the interest which bank has given you, so in that case the bank account will be debited, and your income account, so maybe your bank has given you the interest, so the bank interest will be get credited. So here your balance will be increased, and that is the reason we have debited the bank. So it is saying that apart from that indicator we will be giving for that in sub ledger and main ledger, so we will be also giving the posting key, document type. We'll be also assigning here are account symbols. So this is the information we'll be maintaining under the posting rule. Then we have the next step as a transaction type. As I just shared with you, we have been given various format through which we can process this EBS. So we have been given the format as BI2 format for the US, and then MT940 we have for the format for the European or for the Asian banks. So it is saying that if we are using the BI2 format, so for the BI2 format, we need to mention whatever the external transaction codes we have. External transaction code means what? Actually, when the bank is going to send you the bank statement, and for each of the debit and credit transactions, so bank will just give you some standard code which bank is using everywhere. For every client, bank is using that code. So that code we can store into the system, and this code we can take it as a, or we can use to give the logic that okay, this transaction is going to debit and this transaction is going to credit. If the system will find X code, Y code, and Z code provided by the bank. Now it is saying that these codes are known as external transaction keys, and these codes are also known as BTC code. BTC code means a business transaction code we have, and here it is saying that with these business transaction code, you will be assigning your posting rule. You will be assigning your posting rule, and then finally, what will have? So here it is saying that we will be giving the information for our bank, and that information is going to be your bank account number and a bank key. So this information you will be attaching with your transaction type. Transaction type means what format you want to process for that EBS. If you will go with the BA2 format or the MT940 format, so that format you can attach with your bank account details. So these are the steps we have for the EBS. Now, this is just an example that here we have created the account symbol. So we have maintained here three account symbol: main, incoming clearing account, and outgoing clearing account. Then it is saying that with these clearing account, we have assigned the GL. So you can just see these are the account symbols we have maintained, and these are the GL we are going to assign. Then the next thing here it is saying that we have given the code for the posting rule, and for these posting rule we'll be giving the information under the defined posting rule. The next step we have. So as I just shared with you, we have the posting rule, and under that we are giving the information about the posting area. Posting area one and two we have. So one is for the main account and two is for the subledger account. One is for the GL entry and number two is for the subledger entry. So here you can just see we have the debit and credit section. So you can accordingly you can use the posting key for the debit and credit, and you can give the reference of your account symbol if it is a clearing account, main accounts, or the bank charges account. So accordingly you can attach here your account symbol. Then after that you can mention the document type and posting type. So posting type, it is saying that how you want that clearing to be done. If you want to get your incoming account cleared or outgoing clearing account to be considered. So for that we can mention here the posting type 5 or 4. So we have been given some other posting type as well. Then it is saying that this is a transaction type we have maintained for the BI2 format. So this is just a ID we have maintained as city BI2 format. Under that BI2 format, we have a subnode. You can just see on the left side, we have a subnode with the name assign external transaction code. So what do? You select this transaction type, and after that you need to double click on the assign external transaction. So here you can just see we have first selected this checkbox, then double click on this right on the left side. We have the assign external transaction type to the posting rule. We have double click on this. So system is going to open this window, and for this window we need to give the information for the BTC code. Plus minus will indicate that this is the incoming payment or outgoing payment. In case our bank balance is getting increased, you will use plus sign. In case your bank balance is getting reduced, you will use the minus sign. Then we have the algorithm. So how you want the clearing to be done. If you want the clearing to be done according to the check number, according to the reference number, according to the document number, so that algorithm you can mention here. Then here you have given your posting rule. So finally, you are going to assign your transaction type with the bank information. Then bank information is your bank key and your bank account number. Or I would say this is the meeker information we have assigned to the transaction type. Now here this is the extra step we can take for the manual bank statement. Under the manual bank statement, once again, you need to mention here your external your transaction key. So these are the external transaction key with which you are mentioning, you are assigning your posting rule. These are the posting rule we have maintained for the manual bank statement. So it is saying that for the upload of this EBS file, we can make a use of the transaction code. We have it as double F underscore 5 and we have double F 67. So double F underscore 5 we use for the EBS upload file, and this the double F 67 we will be using for the manual bank statement. We have also a option of FEBN. Actually, all those transactions which we have uploaded, but those transactions, let's say we have 100 transactions, but out of 100 transactions, system could process only 80 transactions. Only 80 transactions system could process. So what about the 20 transactions? So those 20 transactions we need to process manually. We need to process manually. So here we can go to the FEBN and here you can manually do the processing. And this process is known as post processing. Post processing means once you have uploaded your file, you have done the clearing. So there are also transactions which system is not able to find out. System is not able to find out the logic in that. So in that case, you can go for the post processing, and for that post processing, we have a step and we have a transaction code provided by the SAP. It is FEBN. So FEBN is the new transaction code. We have also a FEBN. So FEBN is a old transaction. So N stand for new. N stand for new. So this is we have all about the EBS. Now we'll go into the system and we'll understand. One more thing we need to understand, that is the logic. How the system is going to determine your GL. So that is the interview question you may be asked, that how the system is going to determine your GL in the EBS file. So that logic we are going to discuss here. So it is saying that how the system is going to determine your GL. So first of all, we will be getting the bank statement from the bank, and in that bank statement we'll be having the BTC code, or I would say business transaction code, or in the other words, we can also say that external transaction keys. External transaction keys. These are the terminology actually we use. So here these are the BTC code, the external transaction keys we are using. Now here bank has provided you for each of your transaction. Bank has given you the BTC code. Now this BTC code, you will be actually, this BTC code will determine what. This will find your, because you have assigned your BTC code with the posting rule. So it will go to your posting rule. It will go to your posting rule. And this posting rule you have assigned with which object? So this posting rules, these posting rules you have assigned with your account symbol. With your account symbol you have assigned. You have assigned these posting rule with your account symbol, and finally these account symbols you have assigned to with your GLs, with your GL account. So that is how the system is going to determine your GL. So first of all, it is saying that the transaction will go to the posting rule, then posting rule will go to the account symbol, and finally the account symbol will go to the GL, and the posting will get done into that particular GL. Now we'll go into the system and we'll do the configuration, and we'll have a test file. So we'll do the unit testing as well. So first of all, we'll go and see the, or we do the configuration for the EBS.